Hey guys, and welcome to the Paintable session. My name is David. In this series, I'm going to go over some common mistakes I see in my students' artwork. To keep these videos short, I won't try to improve the whole painting, but rather give you some very specific tips and tricks so you can start using them right now on your own painting. And if you'd like to have a paint-over session like this one on your own painting, I'll explain how you can submit your work in just a few minutes. Okay, so today's paint over is going to be over the artwork of Israel. That's a very good portrait, by the way, Israel. It's very nice. There's just a few things that I want to point out to you that can be fixed. The first thing that it's not so obvious right now because your background and your character are two different colors, but it's your values. Right now, your values of the background are so dark that it makes the whole image really hard to read. I'm going to give you an example by putting everything into black and white. And now you can see that the background and the foreground are so similar in terms of values. You got the same kind of range of values that your character, your front character doesn't pop at all. And that's the mistake that lots of people do is putting a background at the back. You want to put something different. You don't want to have a white background. But in this case, the character is so pale, the values are so light, that if you don't put something that is either completely black or something that is completely pale, you're going to lose a character. So in this case, what I would do is I would probably just have a quick fix to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use my pen tool here, and I'm going to go and have a contour of it just to be able to fix it. I'm going to do that right like this. Here you go. I'm going to make a selection. And I'm going to go and open a level adjustment layer. And with the level adjustment layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make everything more pale. Obviously, I want to do the opposite. So I'm going to click on my layer here on my mask, and I'm going to do Command I to invert it. And that's what I want to have. It's the back. I'm going to put it back to black and white so I can see the difference that I'm doing. And I want to make sure that the front character pops. So I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to go back to the color. So that's the first thing I would do. I would make sure that the background is a little bit more pale to just help to be able to read the character better. And obviously from there, you're going to have to fix a few things, your hair and the clothing here, because the reflection of the background will be different. Obviously, maybe you had a picture, reference pictures with this one, and I don't know if the background was like that. Kind of doubt it, but if the background was darker, then put it darker maybe. In this case, I'm going to put more pale, just to give you an example. And from there, what you would have to do, obviously, is just like I was saying, is just to recreate your hair a little bit on the outside, making sure that it's not so dark. And for that, obviously, it's going to take a bit more time. I won't be able to show you exactly how to do that in this tutorial. I just wanted to point out the hair and stuff. So basically, you're going to have to paint all over here because it's too dark. So that's the one thing that I think is going to help your illustration here. The second one is the values, the overall values of your skin. There's one that is really, really obvious to me, and it's under her nose. This is way too pale, way too prominent. Like if I go from far away, you just see two lines of white. So you obviously need to put some more color there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to put it to color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a saffron brush, and I'm going to take the color of her skin, and I'm just going to paint over. And what's going to do is it's going to put just a little bit of color at this place, just like that. The values are still too high, but at least now there's some color. And from there, you simply want to have to go back, add a new layer, and I'm just going to go paint with the saffron brush here over all, and I'll delete what goes over the lips that I don't need. And just to bring back, so you can see, I'm going to group it, just to bring back this because this is just too much. And maybe that's I could put it a little bit more pale. So what I would do is I just put the opacity of my group here to just bring back a little bit the contrast that you had. But just thing like that is going to help. Also, you could do the same thing over the shoulder here. And I'm going to make just a selection of the shoulder. Still using the pen tool here. And I'm just going to cut it here, make the selection. Create a new layer. I'm going to use a saffron brush. I'm going to hide the selection by doing Command H. And I'm going to take the skin and I'm just going to come and round it up a little bit because the value is just a little bit too pale here. So I'm just going to bring back your arm a little bit like this. So just simple detail like this is going to make read the illustration a little bit better. From there, you just continue painting a bit. But yeah, beside those things, I think the illustration is really nice. Obviously, you're going to need to put a little bit more work on it. The eyes are a bit too high in value as well. So maybe you can simply have a contour like this. And just with a saffron brush on a new layer, you can go ahead and just bring back the shadow that the eyelid is going to give, like this a little bit. And then just darken a little bit the white of the eye. I'll do the same thing around here. Just a little bit. So you see from there to there, just to add a little bit more realism. But yeah, beside those things, it's a very good start. Your hair is really nice. You'll just have to, I guess, to repaint it a little bit more with the background. So put it a little bit more pale, depending if you go pale or dark. In this case, I went pale, maybe you will go dark. Either way, as long as you have enough contrast so you can see the character, it's going to do a great job. And there's one other thing about your value is your teeth. I'm just going to go ahead here and do the same thing that I did with the eye. Just have a selection over the teeth and then just paint a little bit under it like this. I'll just delete a tiny bit so you have the highlights like this. And that's it for this paint over session, guys. I hope you find these tips and tricks useful. And if you'd like for me to go over your own paintings, you can submit your work by joining the Digital Painting Academy. The Academy is the fast track to learning digital painting. Follow exciting tutorials, attend live workshops, and get feedback and guidance on your work. You can click on the link below to find out more, and until then, happy painting!